5 months too late, Kamala.
Welcome on another episode, you guys. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you so much for being here today. The people of Gaza have been going through it in the hands of those blue and white people for the past 5 months now. And the VP of the United States has finally acknowledged the fact that these people have been suffering. And in a recent speech, she called for an immediate ceasefire. Yeah, this sounded like a very good news. Even when she said that, the crowd were literally clapping. And then she said, for at least the next 6 weeks. So she's only calling for a ceasefire for the next 6 weeks, which is not what the people want. And this has sparked a conversation online. The fact that they are just realizing that these people are suffering and they are coming out of the blues to not acknowledge their suffering has sparked a lot of conversation. It will have been a good news even though it's coming late. The people clapped and she went ahead to say for at least 6 weeks. That even got a lot of people pissed more. Without wasting much time, let's just get right into the actual clip and as well what the people have to say about the VP calling for an immediate ceasefire.
And given the immense scale of suffering in Gaza, there must be an immediate ceasefire. For at least the next 6 weeks, which is what is currently on the table. This will get the hostages out and get a significant amount of aid in. This would allow us to build something more enduring, to ensure Israel is secure, and to respect the right of the Palestinian people to dignity, freedom, and self-determination. Must be an immediate ceasefire.
It's too late. I know someone's convinced you that this is going to help you win back the election. It's too late. You waited for 30,000 people to die. We've been waiting for you to say this for months. I'm furious. Also, why are you telling us we're not the people that you need to inform? Go tell Netanyahu. Tell him that you're not going to give him the billions of dollars if he doesn't get to the ceasefire. Why are you bringing this to my door? I don't even get to vote in US elections, so honestly, I feel freed by the fact that I don't have to make the decision between, like, am I going to help enable Trump or am I going to make Joe and Kamala actually feel the repercussions of having supported aside? But, like, what is going on? These people think we're insane. It's funny there's MSNBC that's shown that actual clip because it was also MSNBC that had that conversation with those voters that were talking about the fact that they weren't going to go blue no matter who because of what had happened and that Joe's going to get punished and they're just going to live with the fact that this is going to be a really shitty country for a few years with Trump because they need the Democrats to understand that they just can't just keep doing this. You know, as a Brit, for years, we waited for Americans, the average American, young Americans, to get interested in the rest of the world. Stop just looking inward and like focusing on your own politics and what's going on with the Senate. And we run out of money every year with the budget and all the guns and abortion. Like the rest of the world exists and you are having an impact on it. And you as an individual, you people in the electorate, you never seem to care about it before. Now you do care. And it's kind of scary because like, it looks like you're going to change the whole election. Trump's going to get in power and who knows what that's going to do for the world when you do. But now that you do, your politicians have been so slow to catch up. It's embarrassing.
In Gaza, there must be an immediate ceasefire.
Okay, so I've already had to delete this one time already. So very disrespectfully. Okay? I know the people in the audience really are looking for a reason to cheer. I know the people in the audience need some type of hope. Okay, and that's why they cheered. But this bitch said 6 weeks. 6 weeks to get aid in there. Why the fuck would you feed people just to kill them later? Why would you do that? So how about you get your ass from in front of a crowd making a speech? And how about you go to your office and talk to your compadre, your boss man, brother man at the top, and let us hear it from him. In the meantime, in between time, Miss Kamala, since as though y'all ain't handled COVID either, how about you go into a room full of 100 people with bad ventilation and breathe deeply, motherfuckers?
And given the immense scale of...
Oh my goodness, so you are here. You're with us. You know, for 5 months we thought that you're not with us. Even though the protesters followed you from a place to a place and kept interrupting you to talk to you about the Gaza children dying every single day. even though you have gazillions of proofs to show you what the people have been going through, opening the books of history to talk to you about the illegal occupation happening over years. You're here. But I wonder, were you here when your administration sent 20 ships of weapons? Were you here when you saw the protests of people gathering around these ships, asking to stop the genocide? Don't send those weapons to kill the kids. Were you here when they sent 230 planes? Were you here when they are sending our own kids and our soldiers from the country to kill our kids in Gaza? Were you here when you heard about those American kids being killed in there and no absolute response to the moral army? Were you here when they shut down the UNRWA? Punishing people caused them to die out of hunger. Were you here with all the claims that have been falling down, report by report, by even Israeli journalists and their reports to prove to you that the moral army is not actually moral? And it's all with our funding. Were you here? Or are you only here because you lost that battle in Michigan? I'm assuming that this is not going to be the first battle you're going to lose. Because what you're facing are people. We are people in our own homes who are sweating our sweat to make a better future for our kids. And on a parallel world, we are seeing other kids losing their life and their futures on the hands of our taxes because of your administration.
There must be an immediate ceasefire.
First of all, don't get too excited. Kamala Harris called for a ceasefire for 6 weeks. We want a ceasefire. Period. Full stop. Put down the heavy artillery. Do not pick it up again. Figure this out without any more people being hurt. No more lives being lost. Period. Not 6 weeks. But we are moving the needle. So for you party loyalists out there, the ones of you who have resolved to vote blue no matter who because nothing's going to change, the ones that like to call us single issue voters, when that issue is quite literally a crime against humanity. What you are doing right now is what you would have done back in the 1930s, back in the 1940s, and you know what time period I'm talking about. So while we are busting our ass trying to push this needle, the least you can do is just be quiet. Don't tell us we cannot make change. Because old girl just went from, they have a right to defend themselves at all costs to, we are calling for an immediate ceasefire. And that did not happen because of you vote blue no matter whoers. That did not happen because of you party loyalists. It happened because there are people out here like us, more people than there are of you, that are willing to leverage it all for humanity. And we're not going to stop. Y'all can stop talking, but we're not going to stop pushing. Change is going to come. Change is going to come.
There must be an immediate ceasefire.
So Coppola can say the word. For at least 6 weeks, she said, because they need to ensure Izzy's safety and, you know, the security and dignity of the people, right? They need to position her. They need to fortify. They know. They know how we feel about him. They're hoping that she'll make him look better. Are you fooled? Are you lulled? Are you comforted? Did you hear all those people scream? I wonder if those are the same ones that would chant 4 more years. I think they're lulled. I think they buy into it. Do you buy into it?
Gaza. There must be an immediate ceasefire.
Okay, this is like tens of thousands of people, like way too late. But this definitely proves what I've been saying. Biden is out. Now they can say what they want. I would expect that as he ends his term here, it's going to get wild. So now the question is, since it won't be Kamala that he'll announce as his replacement, is it going to be Gavin Newsom? Who's it going to be? The only way that VP Harris would be unshackled to say what she's saying is if this is the end of the run. That's the only way. This should have been the stance from the get-go. This is so late in the game. I'm so tired of these games. I don't know about y'all. Now it's about timing. When are they going to announce?
What do you guys think about the call for a ceasefire, but then only for 6 weeks? Like, who are even the people literally clapping at what is being said? What's the point of freeing them, giving them aid, and then still leaving them in the next 6 months, whatever comes? Why are you calling for a ceasefire when you know it's not a ceasefire that is going to last? I think these are the questions that these people have, and it's actually a very valid question. There's nothing to celebrate about the ceasefire that they are talking about in this context, because she said for at least 6 weeks. So it doesn't guarantee that suffering that they are going through is going to stop anytime soon, because they just want to feed them in order for them to get strength for the next coming one, for the next coming attack from the blue and white country. So what is the point of a ceasefire that will only last for 6 weeks? Like, if you're not going to call for a ceasefire, let's know you're not calling for a ceasefire. Don't come and fool people around and just say, oh, for at least 6 weeks. Like, they were already clapping before he said for at least 6 weeks. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. Thank you all so much for joining. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe before you go and turn your bell notification on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. And I love you guys.